systems go. Clear for liftoff. What's up, everyone? Tyler Tamboline here, a.k.a. ToeTagginTambo, back for another edition of the Thursday Night Football Showdown show here on the Ship It Nation YouTube station. Do us a favor, on the way in, tap that thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We finally got a good game. We've been complaining about it for a little while. I'll save my little Tambo tangent here in a minute, but we got the Cowboys at the Lions. Going to break it all down from a DFS perspective, both DraftKings, FanDuel, captains to target, value plays, injury news, all that and more. Of course, we're going to talk about how to play, not just who to play. And Hoop, got you here with my guy Title. As always, I got to bring you in first. No jersey. Man went raw dog on us. No Goff, no Dak, no nothing. What's going on, my friend? How you doing?
Yeah, just decided to sit this one out. Lions have obviously pissed me off lately for a variety of reasons, which I'm sure we're going to touch on all throughout the show. So couldn't go with the Lions gear today. And then like the Dak stuff makes sense. But it's like, man, I'm not ready to like fully shit on my Lions yet. So I had to show a little respect, just sitting it out. It was close though. I did bring it down here. It is sitting close to me. So if something pops up during the show, I will not hesitate to put it on, but couldn't open the show wearing it. We'll see though. We got a good game. I mean, big total, relatively close spread, a lot of different ways to go. Some injury news that we're waiting on. I guess everyone's kind of just assuming Amon-Ra's out. He hasn't practiced all week. Probably is out. I think there is a chance he tries to play because, I mean, they could be really screwed if he sits. Like, their offense is definitely not the same. So, yeah, we'll talk through it all, but you got to kind of assume at this point that Amon-Ra does sit out tonight.
If it's anything like his dad, man, you know, world's strongest man, he might try and show up. Tough guy, but I don't know. We'll see if we get that news and what type of effect that might have. Title, I got to bring you in next, my friend. It's another Thursday. Kicking off week 14. We, of course, will have the Ship It Games winners announced here shortly for the head-to-head this week, as well as the share-ship for the Wildcat with $200K up top. But Title, my friend, what's going on? A really good game, a meaningful game, if nothing else, for Thursday this week with the Cowboys at the Lions here.
Yeah, absolutely. We finally got a really good game, I think, on Thursday, what should be 3.5-point favorites, the Lions, 54.5 total, one of the biggest we've seen on Thursday. Week 14 is awesome. Shout out to my best ball people out there. We were talking a little pre-show last week until the playoffs. So I know Philly, he's got a good advance rate. If you like where you're at, hopefully you get in. And if you don't like where you're at, hopefully you can backdoor a second or first place to get there. So, yeah, very meaningful game. Survivor Streets are getting fun. Always NFL getting fun. Big prizes. Playoffs coming up pretty soon. Yeah, it goes by too fast. We always say it, but great game tonight. A lot of money to be made.
For sure. I might be stuck with the mustache for a whole season anyway, because my closest call was last week. Had some runs in the 555. It's not much in the $20, but a top 100. I think it was like 68th or something. So had a shot last week to get rid of the stash, but good run at it. Our guy Tyler is up in the air. He says 30,000 feet. This should make for a quick flight. So thank you for joining us from high in the sky. I love to see that. That's awesome. And yeah, you talked a little best ball before the show. I know it's not for everybody, but I think it is interesting. I think that's always a lot of fun with these things. Your boy, I was saying today, everyone's worried about Hoop talking about, shitting on Goff. I said, I'm more excited for Title to say Isaac Tesla in the building. That's a best ball wonder in most people's teams out there right now.
Oh, yeah. Tesla, we'll be saying a lot of his name. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think Amon-Ra plays. They'll have 10 days after this. I know it's a big game for him, but at the end of the day, the Lions hasn't looked great, but they want to do something in the playoffs, too. They still have that mindset. Rushing him back could be bad. But, yeah, we'll see what they say in inactives. And
we'll see about Tesla, or we'll see about Tom Kennedy and see what he does tonight, because that guy really did slot into the St. Brown role last week. On Thanksgiving, it looked like a pretty good spot for him, and maybe we'll see how it goes this game. Both of them kind of seem popular, but Tom Kennedy 2,000 in the flex. Tesla is 4,400 in the flex. But Hoop, let's go to the grand scheme overview first. Like I said, we'll have Ship It Games winners announced. Make sure you guys tap that thumbs up below. Make sure you're taking care of subscribing to the channel. We got a lot of free content on the way. And then just, Hoop, I'll kick it to you. Grand scheme overview here. I know you've shit on your Lions some. I've shit on the Cowboys D. And by the way, it's looked a little bit better these last few games. So it is interesting. But big boy total on this game. How do you actually see this thing playing out? And can make assumptions if then for ARSB, but just to note it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just best to assume that he's out. I mean, obviously, if he's in, I don't think he's 100%. It kind of really, I mean, if he's in, it really muddies up this game in terms of the showdown slate, because we have a lot of value plays that are contingent on him sitting. Like if he doesn't play, or if he does play, we lose a lot of value plays. Then we're looking at guys like Turpin and Florney. The kickers' defenses will become more popular. We have a lot of cheap plays that are contingent on him sitting. So it would kind of flip everything. Have to assume that he sits, and all our stuff obviously will be updated if he does indeed play. The first thing that definitely stands out to me, and we talked about it a little bit pre-show, is the fact that, the two most popular captain plays are looking to be Jameson Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs. And for the obvious reasons, no Amon-Ra, both those guys have huge upsides. Jameson Williams has been phenomenal recently, and then when Amon-Ra went out, it was clear they're just feeding him. But man, the matchup for CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Dak Prescott looks really good. It's almost like a flipperoo situation here, where early on in the season we're picking on Dallas's defense because they're giving up the big plays and their secondary is terrible. Now that's what the Lions have. Like the Lions secondary is terrible. It's beat up. I mean, the starters really haven't. Like Terrion Arnold, he's got to be like the most overrated guy to come out of that draft. Like everyone, it's a name and everyone's excited about him. He's terrible. Like he gets beat every single play. Like I watch the Lions every week. Like he never makes a play. Like never makes a play, or defensive pass interference, one of the two. So him being out, I don't think is a big deal. They were already bad, and now the backup's probably just as bad as him. So to me, like, man, the CeeDee Lamb stuff, the George Pickens, the Dak Prescott situation, I think is really, really good. They're still in a dome, similar situation here, facing a bad defense. Aiden Hutchinson can't get home. Like he has not gotten to the quarterback at all. Teams have done a really good job of kind of double teaming him. And if he's not getting there, no one else is. So it makes the defense really ineffective. So if it's going to be Jameson Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs that get all the ownership at captain, like you can get CeeDee Lamb probably around 10%, Pickens around 10, Dak a little less than that. And then if you want to make like a even bigger flip, like Javonte Williams, low ownership. So I'm going to be more focused on the Dallas guys up top, opposed to Jameson Williams, Gibbs. If you're building a bunch of teams, yes, you can include Williams and Gibbs. But for me personally, I love the Dallas side up top a lot more. And that's not like the opposite bias approach. I mean, I just honestly believe it's a better situation for the Dallas offense tonight. So that's kind of how I'll be looking at it. Like definitely no Goff. I mean, I know Tambo, sometimes you'll talk us into quarterbacks. You're not talking me into playing Jared Goff today. I don't care what you say. If you're going to speak positively about him, I'll just take my earbuds out and then just give me the thumbs up when you're ready to move on, because you're not talking me into Goff up top. The one guy I really like, and he's going to be popular, but he shouldn't be popular up top, is Tom Kennedy. You kind of touched on it a couple times. He slid right into that Amon-Ra role when Amon-Ra went out last week. And is he going to produce like Amon-Ra? Probably not. Is he going to, fill the shoes and get all the volume that Amon-Ra gets? Probably not. But he is what, 2,000, right? Super cheap.
Yeah, up top 3,000. Yeah,
3,000 up top, and I think he has 20-point upside. Like if he can get, I think he can get 6 for 80 and a touchdown, and I think that is basically exactly 20 points. I think he can do that. And I don't think many people are going to play him up top, and it gives you the ability to get all the studs. You might want to look to leave a little money on the table. He's showing up we got him at like 2% owned up top. So that's the one little bonus guy. And I think a lot of people, if they're going to make that sort of move, it's probably going to be with Tesla and not Kennedy. I'd prefer Kennedy up there over Tesla. But really for me, it's going to be more Dallas up top. Tom Kennedy I like. And then, you got to decide what you want to do with Jameson Williams and Gibbs, because if Amon-Ra is really out, those guys, the ownership could touch 40-45% combined with those two.
Man, the chat said it. Tyler, our boy Hoop is locked. That's the show. I think we can.
He's locked in. I got nothing to say.
Want to look at the FanDuel differences? Like this guy, it takes the Detroit and Goff hate plus the Dallas and Dak love to combine to make this. I've never heard Hoop have a run out like that. Just so clean. The guy is absolutely dialed, locked in. Should be ready to go for tonight.
Now we just need it to pay off tonight. If not, it's all for nothing.
Well, we know what that Dak jersey's for now. It's a little earmuffs for right now when I tell you why Goff is one of the best captains on the slate. Jared, go off. You literally get the best spot you could ever ask for from slate dynamics perspective. People always worry about, you said Goff is good, and then he sucked in the game. It's like, I don't care about that. I'm just playing the game. But the thing is, it might be for later tonight, a little noose over there. I don't want to get too dark on the people, but if it doesn't go your way after how dialed in you are, that'd be a bad scene. But I'm loving it. I'm happy you brought the goods.
Jared DK balance go off in the wrong direction. That's what's going to happen there.
We'll see. But just so you know, if your boy Tom Kennedy has a good game, it's most likely because Jared Goff is having a pretty good one himself. So we'll see. It's kind of correlated, kind of tied together, but we'll see how it shakes out. Title, any thoughts on just how you see the game playing out? It doesn't have to be full on. Like, you can get into your captains right after, but just first off, thoughts on how you see the game playing out here with the two teams?
I think the Cowboys move the ball, and I think the Lions move the ball in the sense of, I think they move the ball, but also they just go for it on fourth down so much that there's going to be points scored, like, regardless of the outcome. So that 54.5 total, I mean, I'm in lockstep with it. Cowboys defense has definitely improved throughout the year, but yeah, I mean, there's still Gibbs, there's still JMO, and I'm very interested to hear the Hoops take on Dan Campbell calling the plays. I know it's been bad to solid to really bad, and I think recency bias, a lot of people are on the really, really bad train. To do both head coaching, I mean, and calling the plays, like, he's got to figure at least one of them out, because some of his decisions to go for it are a little tough. Some of the play calls, he's just so stubborn on running the ball at certain times too. Like, he has something in his mind, we're going to establish it, we're going to do this, and he just doesn't think of anything else. So I'm definitely curious to hear your take on that.
We just hop into it real quick to talk through it, but I think that's where they missed Ben Johnson the most, because he was just way more creative with the stuff. Dan Campbell has just been very robotic in the way he's calling these plays. Like, if he doesn't hit Jamison Williams on a slant route, like, nothing else has really worked recently. So he continues to go to, like, the Jamison Williams cut across slant route, whatever you want to call it. And if it's not there, it's done. So, like, I don't know, like, I don't think, like, he's doing a very good job. He has been very stubborn. They keep talking. He's like, oh, well, I'll play to our strengths. Like, all that means is I'm just going to continue to go for it. I don't care. That's like that's our DNA on the field. Like, we're going to continue to be aggressive and go for it. But, like, if you don't have a Monra, like, you got to switch it up, like, a little bit. Like, you can't be that aggressive if you're missing your second best offensive weapon. So I don't know. It's been a disaster. I'm obviously pretty down on the whole Lions situation right now. So maybe a little bit biased, but it hasn't been good.
Yeah, I think we need to teach Dan Campbell the classic DFS line. It's not who you play, it's how you play them, because he is very much just get these guys the ball guy. And it's like, but you have to be able to get them in space and get them open and have it make sense, not just put them into a trap. And that's what Ben Johnson was so good at, and now has been so good at kind of making his offense work over in Chicago, even when Caleb Williams doing, like, absolutely nothing. Rome Odunze, the last few games at least, has not been good. Like, these type of setups where he's still making it work. So I think you called that perfectly. Title, I'll let you go right into your captain thoughts. Who kind of gave some thoughts on his stuff earlier. I'll save the Jared Goff rant in a little bit, but anything else you got to add, and then you can take captains up top.
Yeah, nothing really. I mean, Hoop did a great job. Not even that we differ, or, like, I'm in the same page for most of the stuff, but my favorite captain is Gibbs. And for the sense of, I just think if they win this game, which are 3.5 point favorites and a big total, assuming there's no Amon-Ra, like, he has to touch the ball 25 times today. I don't think there's any other way about it. And if he does, we're getting a top 3 running back in football in a dome, touching the ball a lot against a defense I still don't think is very good. And just the reception upside, he's minus 250 to score, which is by far the best on the slate. Minus 135 Javonte next, minus 115 Demont next, and then it's all plus money after. Yes, he is expensive, but he's 11K. He's the most expensive on the slate, but I do like that. Like, I like CD, I like Pickens. JMO, because of his price, is going to get a lot at 9K, but I definitely like Gibbs more than both quarterbacks. I do think Dak is fine. I'll let you touch on Goff. I don't think I'll be playing him up top. The thing I can see about Dak getting there is if one goes to CD, one goes to Pickens, and one goes to Ferg, I think that's enough where if he spreads it out that way, 3 touchdowns, 300 yards, even if Pickens, CD, they have a solid game but don't get the bonus, I think it's in play. And we're showing like 7%, 9%. Maybe that's a little hot. Pretty close around there, but it's for sure Gibbs is my favorite. Then it's CD and Pickens. Give me the receivers who's showing to be lower owned than Jameson up top, mainly due to the pricing. Props are similar as well. 84.5 for CD, 82.5 for Pickens, 80.5 for Jameson Williams. I think I prefer Pickens CD a little more, but Jameson's fine. The ownership is scaring me. If it is at 19% captain, though, that's a big number. I know 21% Gibbs. I do feel very good about Gibbs, though. After that, like the Teslas, the Kennedys of the world, Javonte Williams. I know I made a case for Javonte last show. I don't love it as much in this spot. You can always make a case if he falls in the box twice. It's clearly, though, for me, Gibbs, CD, Pickens is my favorites. From there, I'll probably go Dak, Jameson Williams after that.
All right, now I got to interject because this is my thought process. One, Jared Goff spreads the ball around, so we know that's possible. Two, I actually think Jerry Jones, Dallas, these guys' plan is going to just be to sell out on Gibbs. And whether it works or not, nobody knows. It probably doesn't. Gibbs is very good at football, and he gets open. He can do everything with the ball, whatever. But I think if there's any cheating in the process tonight to try and do that, that's going to leave different guys open in space, and that it's going to get spread out. It's going to get spread around. The other thing about Jared Goff is he's super squeezed. He's going to be like 4 times lighter on ownership than Gibbs or Jameson Williams, and he's squeezed right between their price point. He hurts them the most if they put up the points, because if it's not Gibbs putting up points, it's probably Goff throwing to someone. Could it be Jameson Williams? Yes, but what if it's one of those like 4 for 70 and a touchdown type games, and then it does get spread out to those other guys? So I liked your Kennedy call. Usually with cheaper captains up top, it's trickier, but just the note. But if it's like Dwelly or Ferkser gets one, Kennedy or Tesla gets one, Jameson only gets one, Montgomery gets one on the ground, and then it's probably going to be Goff or a Cowboy. I like the Cowboys. I just wanted to make the Goff case first. I'm in on Lamb, Pickens, Ferguson, Dak. I think the Cowboys are the better side. I also think from a roster construction perspective tonight, the way I feel a little bit more locked in is I kind of like these 2-4s either side. I think we just saw it the other. Now, this wasn't a 2-4. I should note this, but we just saw a very popular captain. Shout out to Nelson Adcock from cutsweats.com. Our boy over there. He's team Ship It Nation. We've heard in the past. Love to hear that. He's on a heater in these unique shippers. He won a 2-way chop with Osimo for 165K. He won a 3-way for 121K. And then he just won the 300 the other night. He had May with, I think it was the defense and the kicker. And no receiver, no pass, which is completely unique. You are going to play it. It literally is titles saying of, not how often you're right. It's how much you win when you are right. That's how to do it differently. But it just shows you can play a popular captain. Tonight, that's going to be Gibbs or Williams. But if you play Williams with Goff and 4 Cowboys, Williams up top, you play Gibbs up top with somebody in the flex and 4 Cowboys. I think that's interesting. And then, of course, the other side, you pull the situation we always talk about, title with your Super Bowl spot is kind of like game script independent. You could have Pickens up top. He's just that guy tonight, or Lamb up top. He's just that guy. Attach him to Dak and fill it out with the 4 Lions in the case that you have the Kennedys to make it work, the Teslas to make it work, the tight ends to make it work. So 2 4s, 3 3s, however you want to look at it. I wanted to extend on the 2 4s a little bit, but title, anything you want to add with roster construction, any different thoughts there? And then, any takes on the Goff stuff. I just think it's from a slate dynamics. I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Game theory, it can make sense. Like everything you said, the price in between, a fourth of the ownership, all that. I get Tom Kennedy was fine last game, but he's throwing to some bums. Like, I think it's going to be, it was when Amon-Ra went out, it was all JMO. Like if Goff's throwing for 300, I think JMO has 180 of it or 190, or Gibbs does something. So totally get it. He's expensive, though. He's the one I'll not necessarily X out, but I won't get much. The roster construction, I definitely do not like. I said that one day. I didn't like Josh Allen or whatever, or like the 1-5s, and I had it up top. So just thinking about it, I don't like the 5-1s on either side very much. I do like your 2 4s. I like your 3s. I think we do get a competitive game. I think there's value on both sides to an extent. So I do know I don't like 5-1s nearly as much. And then back to that shipper. We called it in the sense of when Drake May, you could have 0 pass catchers, you could have 3 pass catchers. He had 0. It was a weird game how it went, but yeah, shout out to him on that lineup. Like every showdown's unique. I would not be playing Jared Goff or Dak up top with no pass catchers today. That's for sure.
Great call out on that. That's for certain. Anything you want to add just on captain in general, or anything else you're thinking of from a roster construction perspective before we dive into the positions?
Yeah, I don't like the 5-1s at all. Like, I think I would be, obviously anything can happen. Like it's a 1-game slate. Like anything can happen. I'd be pretty surprised if 5-1 hit tonight. So I'm going to be Xing them out myself. And just to be clear, also, I mean, like once we get the official word, Amon-Ra is out. Like I will be betting the Cowboys to win this game, just so you guys know. Like they are not winning. The Lions are not winning this game with Amon-Ra out. Like I will. You don't even need the points. Don't even do the you don't need the 3.5. You don't need the 3. Just take the plus whatever it's going to be. What plus like 130 or something, 135 range. Just take that and go to the cashier's page because you got a winner there.
We're all the way up to Cowboys minus 16.5 at plus 910 in the Discord right now. So that's the latest messages in the NFL channel for members over at Ship It Nation. We talk all day, all night in these channels.
That's a good number, man. Plus 150. Like honestly,
you can get 150 on DraftKings.
Plus 150 is I'm sorry. Like that is not sorry. That is a solid number. Plus 150 right now. If Amon-Ra's out, this is a 50-50 ball game. You're getting plus 150 on your money.
Like if you're on other books like Novig or Polymarket, you can get as good as plus 161.
Yeah, that's a strong number. I mean, we're not, pretending to be sports betting experts here, but to me, that is a very strong number. I'll be making a play on Dallas as soon as we get confirmation that Amon-Ra's out.
There's a lot of people that do pretend to be sports betting experts, by the way. So that gave me a good chuckle, but yeah, it definitely exists out there for sure. It's shout out to those calling them out and seeing it along the way. We love that because it's, kind of not our lane that we go into. So that's perfect. But yeah, I think this is interesting. It's going to make for a fun game. Hoop, I'm going to stay with you. Is there anything else you want to add? I mean, you shit on Goff. You love your boy Dak. You got the jersey ready to go over there. You can talk more quarterback story if you want. If not, you could take us to any other running back thoughts because we do have Javonte Williams. We do have David Montgomery. It's clear why Gibbs is the guy that we're talking about, but those other guys can make things work or can fall into places here where they do score touchdowns, things like that can help them a ton.
Yeah, so I mean, I have shit on the Lions, and we no need to talk more about quarterback. We already kind of covered all the quarterback stuff. Like for me, Goff in the flex, I'm fine with, especially if you're playing like obviously with Gibbs captain, it fits totally fine. Jameson Williams captain, totally fine, and I'm playing some Tom Kennedy up there, and would definitely want Goff in that scenario. But the running backs, I'll definitely flip it a little bit back to the Lions side because I obviously, Gibbs is in a tier of his own. Like the projection is massive for Gibbs, and the upside is obviously massive. I mean, you look around the industry, he's projected anywhere from 23 to 28 fantasy points. Like that's big boy number. So good with him. And I do think Amon-Ra being out benefits David Montgomery a little bit too, in the fact that Montgomery and Gibbs will be out there together a decent bit. So it's going to be more reps and playing time for David Montgomery. So for me, like if I rank these running backs, it's Gibbs, it's Montgomery, and then Javonte Williams. In terms of how I'm going to play it, I love CeeDee Lamb. I love George Pickens like way more than Javonte Williams. So when I'm looking at these running backs specifically, it's going to be in that order, and then you can play, some Malik Davis if you want. I know that Lupke guy got a little bit at 400, but I don't think you really need Lupke on the slate, assuming Amon-Ra's out. So Gibbs, Montgomery, Javonte Williams, Malik Davis for me. But I think the one that could be key on the slate is definitely David Montgomery, just from a volume standpoint. He has to get more work with St. Brown out. I mean, Gibbs is going to be running more routes. So I think Montgomery is a sneaky good play here on the slate.
Yeah, I like that call too. Title, what do you got to add at the running back position? I know you touched on a little when you went through the captain stuff, but anything to add on these other options here?
No, not really. I wanted to ask Coop, like, what would you set Montgomery's rushing attempt prop at? Because he's 7K. I mean, like, what work's he getting?
I think he could. I mean, obviously, you would want the Lions playing with the lead. So, like, if a Lions winning, a Lions playing with a lead game script, I think, the work obviously goes up. But I think he could get 12, 13 carries and then maybe a couple dump offs. I mean, I think he could get maybe 14 touches, like, especially if they're going to use Gibbs more in the passing game tonight. So I think he has the path for a big workload. Now, obviously, it's much better if the Lions are up and playing with a lead.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe like especially hand building if you play Montgomery, build that way because just like he's 7K. That's a pretty big price tag. And the props just don't excite me. 9.5 rushing attempt with a good amount of juice on the under, 13.5 receiving prop. Like even if he falls in the box at -115, that might not be enough at 7K. So what Hoop's saying, I mean, he knows his team more than anyone. And if it is when they get up, like he gets more work, I think you should, again, it's really hard if you're building 150 teams, analyzing all of them. But if you're only building a handful, I think your David Montgomery team should tell a story because his projection would be a lot higher if he had 14 rushing attempts today. There's just no doubt about that. So that's interesting. Maybe I'll add a little more.
Yeah, I mean, we're showing 18%. Like he has multiple touchdown upside. It's an uncomfortable price at 7K. And, more times than not, the play is probably not going to work. But I think he has a path to more work tonight. And I think he definitely has a path to multiple touchdowns. So I think that's the argument in his favor. Low ownership, path to more work, and path to multiple touchdowns.
Yeah, no, he got a wildcat carry that he converted on. Like Dan Campbell's willing to do it. And I take it you're totally fine playing Gibbs and him together, which is pretty contrarian.
Yeah, I think you have to be, yeah.
So, that's interesting. To be honest, outside of that, like I really like Gibbs. Like I said, I'm fine with Javonte, but I definitely prefer Jameson for cheaper, Pickens for more, CD for more. I'm not sure how much I'll get there, but the field will as well. So I do still prefer Javonte over Montgomery if choosing. It's close. I love Gibbs. Nothing more to say about him. And then, the backups, it does make it tough, especially with Tom Kennedy projecting for a real number that will be on the field, like the Lepkes, the Davis. They actually have to do something. Maybe Lepke. I mean, he is on the field. He's a good blocker. He can go out to the flat, like maybe. But it's really hard for me to make. Like last show, I think we nailed it. Stevenson, Singletary. We like the backups quite a bit. I truly don't like the backups much in this one.
What about Malik the Freak on Thanksgiving? He got the job done, that guy. But
he only had 9 snaps. Like I just want him on the field more. But he got in, he hit the hole hard, and I agree. He's not on the field enough.
Let me ask you this: so 2 props that are the exact same. What do you like better? Title? Okay. You like David Montgomery 15 rush attempts or Cowboys by 14 alt line?
David Montgomery 15 rushing attempts for sure.
Crazy, that's the same odds, and Hoop already had him at 14.
That's wild.
I still would take the Cowboys winning by 14.
Oh my gosh. What? Then I got to bump Montgomery all the way down. Come on.
I would rather take
That's crazy. That's the same line. Wow.
That is interesting. That is definitely interesting.
That just makes me
money on it.
I know you're trying to talk me in a little bit because I was going to come with I hate Montgomery on this slate at the price because of the prop mainly, but the game script dependent thing like Hoop's saying, I think you really should be building that. Most people aren't playing 150 teams. Really look at those Montgomery lineups.
Yeah, it's a specific sort of team. It's definitely a specific sort of team that you're playing Montgomery with. Like you don't want them in the Goff, Jameson Williams, heavy stuff. Like you don't want them in that sort of lineup. I think you do want them with Gibbs. Like what is the one way the Lions, with Amon-Ra out, what's the one way they would love to win this game? It would be with Gibbs and David Montgomery doing everything and just pounding Dallas. Like if that's available for them tonight, they're doing it.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. So I forgot to mention this in the captains. I'll mention it now, circling through the running back thing. He's the other guy outside of Goff, and especially you guys don't love Goff, so that's fine. But he's the other guy that really hurts Gibbs and Jameson Williams if he's taking those touchdowns. And if it's to Hoop's point of what type of lineup would that be? It's to me, it's a Lions win and it's under. It's like they ran the ball down their throat. They went back to that style. They're saying we're not going to get into a shootout when the other side has CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. That's 2 wide receiver ones going together. Jake Ferguson, Javonte Williams, all these guys that can move the ball around with. We're trying to keep this clock moving and just run it through our guys, Montgomery and Gibbs, and see how that goes. So I like that call from that perspective as well. I definitely think that's a possibility. I also think that's the other thing that would really hurt even the Goff side and the Williams side, but to me, it's going to be a lot of those rush attempts mixed with those Tom Kennedy, Tesla. If it ends up being Dwelly or Ferks, like just chuck the ball short. Don't let this Dallas team get after us. Run that clock down and move it quickly and see if we can do that. So I don't know why they wouldn't try for that. I mean, at least, people could say what they want about Dan Campbell calling the plays, but like thinking about it from a head coach perspective and the game perspective, I guess you can only do it until you can't, but are we that confident in the Cowboys able to get it going on the other side to force that pace? I don't know. That's what it would come down to. But the nice thing about DFS, is the game script tells the build. So it's like those lineups all go in the garbage anyway, specifically in Showdown. It's not like a main slate when there's 10 games and so many different factors. In this game, it's like if you were playing for the Lions to win at home in a sort of ground and pound style game, easy to build that and easy to laugh it off and throw it in the garbage when it doesn't work out, because it's like I built it if that happened. That didn't happen. Move to the second part of the portfolio. So kick it back to you, Hoop, here. Wide receivers, you've already talked quite a bit about some of these guys, but is there anything you want to add or anything that we sort of missed out on either squad?
I mean, it's probably the most, when you look at it from pricing perspective, value perspective, probably one of the most loaded wide receiver group that we've had on a Showdown slate in a while. I mean, you have two absolute studs in Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I mean, both of these guys can absolutely nuke a slate. They're both under 10K, too cheap for both of them. They're both projected very highly. CD, right around 20, same with Pickens. But we have, I'd say even a little bit light, like CD at 9.5, Pickens at 8.5. Like I'd have these guys probably both projected over 20. And just to me, both phenomenal plays, all formats, flex, captain. Then you throw in Jamison Williams, who has been an absolute beast with St. Brown out, 8,400. He's obviously going to be very popular, but we have three stud spends at the wide receiver position. Then you throw in the Detroit value, Tesla, and then Tom Kennedy. I already talked about Tom Kennedy. I know he's going to be popular, but at 2K, like we saw it on Thanksgiving. He's sliding into the Amon-Ra role. It's probably one of the best roles a wide receiver can have in football, especially when you got a guy like Jared Goff throwing you the ball that can't handle pressure at all, looking to get rid of it quick. Those little 5-6 yard slants. I mean, he's going to be looking there all day. So I'm not worried about Tom Kennedy being highly owned. The way I plan to use him a little bit differently, like we already talked about, is I'm fine using him in the captain spot. I think he can legitimately get 20. And yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Hoop Lions can't win, but also Tom Kennedy a captain. That's even better if the Lions don't win. For Tom Kennedy, that's ideal if the Lions don't win. If you're playing Tom Kennedy, if you're going heavy on Tom Kennedy, you want the Lions to be playing from behind. Trust me. So it correlates perfectly. And then, like, just because with Tesla and Kennedy getting so much ownership, like Turpin, Flournoy, perfect ways to make those lineups different. Like they have to be super low owned, and then you really don't have to worry about anyone else at the wide receiver position on the slate. So, I'm going to have some Turpin, I'm going to have some Flournoy, and they're right in that same price range as Tesla and Kennedy. So just great ways to get different. If you have a really popular team, if you're hand building, you have a really popular team, and you're going to end on Tesla or Kennedy, and you don't need them really for correlation purposes, going to one of those Dallas guys, a good pivot for sure. So positions loaded from top to bottom.
It is. There's also a possibility here, Title. Double dipping Kevontae Turpin over here. If you want to get in on the action with the Cowboys defense and you got the Cowboys winning it, maybe he's helping that. But what are your thoughts outside of it? Everything we've already talked about. Is there anything you want to add when it comes to it? The chat's talking about preseason, Dominic Lovett. I don't know enough about all of these guys to put them in, but when you're building a portfolio, obviously some of them, like Hoop said, will come in lower owned. That could be your separators in there. What's your thoughts?
Back in the day, I was on the preseason grind, not anymore. So I'm not sure who that guy is. If he beats me, I don't think I'll have him. Really not much more to add about the main guys. We know who CD and Jamison Williams and Pickens and all that is. I will say, I think, like I said, up top, Lamb, Pickens, I definitely prefer to Jamison Williams. I just think at the end of the day, the ownership, because of the price discount. And I'm also a little worried for the sense maybe the Cowboys do just absolutely key in on him. I'm approaching this with the Lions' favor that this has to be a Gibbs game. Again, there's nothing wrong with Jamison Williams. The Cowboys stuff, then I have a question for you guys. But the Cowboys stuff, like the Turpins, the Flournoys, the Tolberts, now got more difficult because Tolbert played more last week and rotated in more than he has previously. So in result, Flournoy's snaps went down. Turpin's just a little bit. Turpin's definitely my favorite of the three for the sense of he's just the gadget guy that they get him the ball on design plays. He can make plays. Whereas Tolbert and Flournoy are just normal receivers that are like the fifth option on some of these plays. So I'm good with Turpin. I really don't like Flournoy or Tolbert much at all. And my question to you guys is, And then it's Tesla, it's Kennedy. But I think the whole industry is probably light on this Tom Kennedy ownership. What do you guys really think it comes in at? I think that's an important question.
Think it's possible it gets much higher after
like 30, like 37 in the flagship. Like what? How high are we
35
talking?
is what I was thinking. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
If that's the case, just slide him into that spot that has that CPT next to it.
Yeah, that'll be low. That'll definitely be low. But in the flex, it just meant I think I prefer spending a little more for Tesla. He has better prop a little bit. I know, not $2,000 more. Tesla will be out there in 2 receiver sets with Jameson. It's not going to be Kennedy. He'll take over the Amon-Ra role. But like Hoop said, when you play Kennedy, if he fully gets there, I think the Cowboys jump out early, and that's when you need Kennedy. I think Dan's going to try and run the football, maybe more heavy personnel. If this game's closer, that is his game plan. Again, he's a solid play, but he could be 40% owned. There's a little more hesitation if the number gets all the way up there. So, the interesting point, though, I don't mind Turpin. Flournoy Tolbert, though, it's harder for me to get there.
Do you have something you want to add there, Hoop? It looked like you got excited for a second.
Nope.
No. Found a bet over there is what he just found that Cowboys alt line,
no,
boys.
The bet. Yeah, the Cowboy. I got the Cowboys minus 14 tonight.
Yeah, the alt line was just found. We saw it happen in real time.
Got excited. Had to act quick before it moved.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. I don't think I got too much to add there. I guess Hoop kind of said it, Title kind of said it, but it's more of the adding the other guys. If Flournoy is not going to have any ownership, and I think Turpin will have at least some, it's you could just swap that. I think another thing people forget, we talk so much about, building lineups and roster construction, using SaberSim and partnering the stone up with that. If you do have a gut feel, I don't want you to go change everything. I think our data and projections team is going to do a lot better job than the average person just trying to put stuff together. But if you said, you know what, man, I just don't believe what they're saying, I truly think it's going to be Flournoy instead of Turpin tonight, you can change their just swap it 1v1 and then see what your lineups look like differently. You're not changing the whole set. You're not changing everything. It's still going to run for you accordingly once you make your changes. But if you have those feel plays that you it's your money, right? It's your feel, it's your gut, it's your money. If you want to go down on that, I think that's fine, or go up with it, then that's the way to do it, where you don't have to get too aggressive trying to figure out the entire slate. You just make some minor tweaks and then say, now I'll let it go to work for me. Don't ever feel bad about that. I think that's the other one. If you've got Kennedy over Tesla, if you like something down when at the tight end, you think, why would people be talking about Ross Dwelly when to me, it's going to be Ferkser? Well, then just change it, because the projections like Dwelly more than Ferkser. The betting odds, the boards, the anytime touchdown, all that stuff, that's what bleeds and leaks into the projection. So if you have a feeling it's the other way, or you want to go that way, if you're hand building, just plug it in, leave the money in the Ferkser versus Dwelly case, or if in the projections with SaberSim for your portfolio, you can just change it directly. So I'm fine with all that stuff. I don't got too much else to add on wide receiver. Title, go back to you at the tight ends. We got Jake Ferguson, the aforementioned, with Dwelly versus Ferkser, etc. And then, I don't know, it seems like any given game, you could see Schoonmaker or Spanford catch a touchdown, but then does it even matter when that happens? It's hard to say. It depends on how the slate goes.
Yeah, I don't think we can really get a more gross tight end slate. Ferguson, he's always fine, but he's 7.4K, and it's clearly CD and Pickens as his guys. It's a tough price tag. He's right in that Montgomery. I guess, love either price, but especially if you're dropping from Jameson Williams or Pickens to one of those guys and they outscore him in a vacuum, you'll be looking at the big shipper for sure. So in a vacuum, I don't love it much. My favorite tight end is definitely Ross Dwelly at 2,800. Is he good? No, but he's on the field 75% of the time. 1.5 reception prop with juice on the over. All right, he's favored to catch 2 balls. That could be 4 maybe, or 5, especially when they run the football or they get heavy formation. I know one of these Lions fans talking about Penei Sewell touchdown. They don't have any of that up. We can't play it, but just him saying that alone just shows random stuff happens at the goal line with Dan Campbell in heavy formation. So yeah, that price is fine. Schoonmaker forward, if you're playing 70 plus teams and you get a sprinkle, sure, Schoonmaker would be my preferred play, but yeah, it's not my favorite at tight end. Dwelly's definitely my favorite.
I think books, I don't know, maybe some still have it, but they used to have anyone else or any other person scores a touchdown, and it was always
did it on DraftKings. I looked because they have no touchdown score. Guess what that number is?
Plus 10,000.
Plus 19,000.
Oh, wow. Okay, there you go. So, yeah, no touchdown score. In this game specifically, at least they're adjusting it. Some books just go with a standard number. But, yeah, that is interesting for sure. So, I think that's something, too, is like, the Ferguson call that you mentioned, obviously, on Thanksgiving. I think it was like 1 foot away from a touchdown there, or maybe it was the callback because of a hold or something. Anyway, I know for some reason I needed that on Thanksgiving, and it did not work out in my favor. I was excited till I wasn't. But anyway, like you said, that price really does matter. And, the $3,000 in savings might not be that much of a difference. I think it's more interesting on the Lions side because you can play a guy like Dwelly over Tesla, or where it's leave the money on the table. You can find the money to pay up from the Kennedy to the Dwelly spot, or if you have it, just leave it or do whatever and play it that way if you've got the money available. So I think that's kind of the little things that I'd be looking at on the Lions side, and then also even blending some of them together. Remember, it's only one game that we're up against here. So sometimes people are saying, well, instead of Kennedy, I'm going to play Dwelly. And then somebody else says, well, I'm going to play them both. And it's $4,800 of my salary. And let's see how that lineup looks and how it shakes out. So I think that's some other little things that you can consider. But Hoop, do you want to add anything at the tight end position, the Ferguson talk with just his pricing compared to Lamb, Pickens, and how they play? And then anything on the Lions side that you, maybe some Detroit talk radio, any love for Dwelly versus Ferguson?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much more to add. I pretty much agree with what Title said. It is tough with Ferguson, the 7,400. I mean, yeah, he's just like, there's not enough difference between him and that top tier of guys like Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are right there. It's like the only way I feel good about Ferguson tonight is like Dak Prescott captain teams. I just don't love the price on Ferguson. Dwelly is, I guess, going to be my favorite by default. I'll have some Ferkser and these other guys. I don't know. I just don't think I'll have much. So I have nothing exciting. I've had a lot of exciting stuff to say so far. Like tight end is where it kind of comes to a screeching halt because there's not much I love here.
If Kennedy hits in the captain, Hoopster needs CPR to come back to us. This is crazy. He's hyped today. Yeah. What's the Dwelly receiving prop? I know he says 1.5 juice to the over. So 14.5 is his number.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. You're going to need these guys. But would you want to play Lepke, Spanford, Malik Davis? Like, that's why Tom Kennedy, I refuse to believe he's going to be less than 30%. Like, it's just the easiest click, but easy is not always good.
Yeah, he's got almost a 30 receiving prop in some books. So it's like 28.5, whatever. Like, I mean, that's big for a $2,000 price tag. And people,
our number, assuming they're going to adjust that. That is we have it at 22. They'll get the afternoon adjustment in there because that's definitely not.
Yeah, we haven't got our final. This just went initials just before we went on the show. Obviously, everybody knows, and I didn't mention it off the top, but I'll go to it now. If you do want to join us, we're going to have the Ship It Games winners coming up at the end of this show for this week, but there's still weeks to go. So if you want to get in even just for the final month of Ship It Games, and then, of course, all the content that you can use towards it, you get the projections, ownership, the stone. We've talked about it a ton. You can go to our X account at Ship It Nation and see the breakdown from last week, how I built my 3-max lineup right off the stone. Nades and I reviewed it on Monday on this channel on the Takedown Breakdown. You get that, the stack rankings, all the showdown stuff, the core reports, slate plans, education courses, then of course the Discord as well. But now would be the time to get in, and you can get the deals with SaberSim as well. $69 for the month with SaberSim, or just get the best deal. Works out to, I think it's like $5 a slate or something for the rest of the season for that 167. So check that out, and we'll have everything updated on there well before lineups lock, and then obviously another update when the inactives come out. So we stay on top of our stuff for you, that's for sure. All right, anything you want to add, Hoop, with the kickers and defenses? I'll stay with you.
Definitely really like the kickers tonight. I mean, two big upside kickers, Brandon Aubrey and Jake Bates. They can hit 60-yarders with ease, and that is ideal. And with the Kennedy play, the Tesla play, like maybe the ownership gets held in check a little bit on these guys, and I think they're both phenomenal plays. Aubrey 5,400, Bates 5K. Love both of them equally. I'll definitely make sure I have some Cowboys defense. I mean, Jared Goff is an absolute statue back there. I mean, the blueprint to beating the Lions, it's very clear, just bring pressure. I mean, Goff can't handle it. Any teams that bring pressure against the Lions have success. I mean, he's a statue. He's immobile. It's just very easy. I mean, that's the reason they lose to shitty teams like the Vikings. Just bring pressure, and Goff can't handle it. So I will have some Cowboys defense, prefer Cowboys over Lions for sure, but definitely prefer both kickers over the defenses.
Yeah, I'll get to you in a sec here, Title. I will say, like I mentioned, the Golden Ship It, number 42, the head-to-head winner, will be coming up shortly. We will let you guys know. In the meantime, do us a favor. Make sure to tap that thumbs up, but also let us know in the chat right now, what's the score of this game? What's the final score and who wins? I'm very curious. Our guy, RRN Investments, threw it up there. He's making an investment on the under pretty heavily tonight, I would assume, based on 17-14 being the final score. I would much rather roll with that than trying to pick a side. And if we're on a side like Hoop said, up to the alt lines there, but very curious to know what you guys got. Throw it in what you've got for the final score and who wins this game. Title, your thoughts on the kickers and defenses? Hoop kind of went through it all, but anything else you've got to add there?
Not really. I mean, both defenses under 10%. Showdown, one play, random stuff can happen. Helps you get more unique. Kickers, I'm worried Dan Campbell's going to go for it in marginal spots like he continues to do. But with that being said, both have monster legs. I mean, 60 yards is in play, and DraftKings has to start adding that extra point for the 60-yarder. But yeah, really no hot takes at kicker.
That is fun. It's like a double-edged sword. I agree with you 100%. Actually, I'm like, if you get a 6, like honestly, I think if it's a 70, it should be a 7. But
of course,
at the same time, I guess on the other side of the token of the coin is that people are like, how the hell does a guy get 5 points for just booting a 50-yard field goal when in the NFL it feels like 70's a layup now, even though it's not quite. But you get what I mean? Versus what you have to do as a wide receiver or like as a running back has to run for 50 yards to get 5 points. It could take them 10 attempts. Our man, David Montgomery, in a home game with a 28-point team total is scheduled to get like 9.5 carries. If he averages 5 a carry, he still doesn't get there at 9.5. It's like, that's what's crazy. And our other guy walks up, boots a kick and gets 5.
Yeah, no, that's a very fair point. I was wondering where you're going with that. I do understand. I mean, there's some noodle legs, Kyle Santos, though, that these guys can't be trotting out for 60s. So there is some edge on determining which kickers do have that upside that you could get it. But no, your point is very.
It'd be better for our community because we're typically overweight on the kickers, so
Yeah.
it would certainly benefit us.
Yeah, the one guy you talk about these guys can't make 70s. The one guy can't even kick the ball. Cool.
Oh my gosh, that was
so
insane.
embarrassing. Like that should be auto cut. Like honestly, auto cut from the NFL.
I think
That's
he's been
so
cut
bad.
a few times.
It jams his toe. That was terrible.
That's insanity, man. I teased it. I said I don't always miss my kicks on purpose, but when I do, I make it very obvious. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's just,
That was good. That was a good tweet. It looked painful though too. I mean, it looked very painful.
Yeah. It's like less painful than the mob breaking his leg for whatever he owes them than just to snap his ankle on missing the kick on purpose to make sure, because that was a bad scene. Like I don't remember ever seeing that, to be honest. What do we get for some of these scores? 27-17 for the Cowboys, 34. DePeach, my man Mike, nice to see you. That's 34-28, 38-31. Everyone's on the Cowboys, by the way. 31-16 for the Cowboys, 72-0. Man, Johnny's always in here.
That means my minus 14 cashes. Let's go.
So a lot of Cowboys overs makes me like those Montgomery lineups, the Lions unders with the Montgomery captains, and Allen dunks on us at the end too with another one, 35-21, smash the over. Like, yeah.
I will say, all I've heard all morning was Cowboys, and the line's not doing anything. And actually, it looks like it's going to the line.
Way.
Yeah, so that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, the alt lines are fun to bet though. They definitely feel, I'm gonna go bet that. I'm betting that Montgomery one. Everyone can have.
That's crazy that they were the same as 14. They're 3.5-point dogs, and Montgomery to get 15 carries is the same as the underdog winning by 14 points. That's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
Especially when his like standard line at 9.5 is just like that is what it is. Like, yes, it's like just a switch of 5.5 attempts. But yeah, it's football. It's tough, crazy. Anything can happen this season. I will say, as we're getting close to the end here anyway, just here's another one. Our guy Gary comes through, 41-27 boys. My man, even Steven had a big W earlier this season. And he says, I'm YOLOing some golf captains. I'm with you. Let's roll. The season is wide open, Title. Like, man, it is nuts how crazy the ups and downs have been. We say that all the time, but this season particularly feels like literally anything can happen on any given week. I know it's, we've been following the Survivor Streets heavy, people in the best ball streets, DFS wise. Like, there's been a ton of upsets. I don't know who's winning. Who's winning the Super Bowl? If you had to pick right now, that's actually a crazy thing. Tell us in the chat. Forget
Rams.
The score. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
Rams.
Rams. You still got the Rams?
I think the NFC is worse than the AFC. I still think they're the best. The Panthers, man, it depends on whatever day they wake up. But some days they wake up and they'll put on a fight. So yeah, I'm going Rams.
Here's my squad. I don't know if it's random or not, but I like the 49ers.
49ers are tough for sure.
The 49ers.
It's those two in the NFC.
What are they?
What?
25-1 right now.
Yeah. Wow. That division's so good. Rams, Seattle, Niners, man.
Yeah.
Then you got the Cardinals, like always, who, I mean, they've been in a lot of games. They just can't figure out how to win a game. I mean, how does that coach still have a job? I have no clue.
Hoop, you want to flex on this guy right quick?
Yeah, I'll take off the hoodie and do a little flex show for you. I put it.
Get on the spaghettis. Get on the spaghettis.
Yeah, can you show me that spaghetti strap for next show?
Throw on the spaghetti strap, man. Put the crop top on. This guy be all set. Yeah, 25-1. You did pick a long shot. I don't know, man. Like, it's crazy
so
that the Ravens are 16-1. The Chiefs are 16-1.
You still have these Ravens?
Yeah, not really. No,
I'm so scared on that team. That team looks terrible.
And these are like touchdown to score touchdown odds. Like the odds are just so bad. It's horrible. It's so terrible. It's so terrible. It's the same as touchdown.
How are the Ravens 16-1?
That's wild.
And if they get there, great. I'm not just saying it that.
They're like 50-50 to make the playoffs. Like, that's the crazy. But that just shows you how bad. I mean, I guess they're probably a little more than 50-50 to make the playoffs, but it just goes to show you how bad those odds are. Like, they don't even have a guaranteed spot, and they're 16-1.
Just like that for the Chiefs. I mean, they legit could easily miss the playoffs, and they're 10-1 to win.
They're favored to miss the playoffs right now.
I can get them at 16, but still
16. I agree. If I knew they were making the playoffs, yeah, I'm hammering it for sure. But they very well might miss. It's crazy.
What is like the other team? Like I liked Ross's comment. This is interesting about it. I know we're almost done. We're going to go through the FanDuel stuff, get to the Ship of Games winners. We're ahead of schedule today. We usually try and keep it under 60 minutes, but this is like crazy shit. Like this just describes the season in a nutshell. It's like the 49ers can go from the 7th seed to the 2 seed on a bye week if the games go. I'm sure there's a lot of math behind it. It's not like crazy odds, but it's like that is how crazy some of this stuff is. The Ravens, I know, playing the Steelers matters huge, right? Like they're both atop the AFC North, but the tiebreaker will end up mattering a bunch. Johnny brings up the Bears. The Bears on my book are 25-1. He's seeing a 34-1. They got a winning record. Somebody else said this too. I thought it was interesting. Was this one? Imagine we get this. I was at that Super Bowl, by the way, the Marshawn Lynch Super Bowl. That was a crazy game. And we could get something like that again with Sans Marshawn Lynch. He won't be there.
Yeah,
but
Junior's saying show some respect. Yeah, I mean they keep winning.
Patriots are 11-1.
Can make the case for a lot of teams, and a lot of teams that aren't even currently in the playoffs. You can make the case for if you think the Chiefs get in right now, the Lions aren't in. Like you can make the case for a lot of teams.
I mean, if the Cowboys get in,
you can make the case for anyone. It's wide open, more so than any other season.
This is the fun of it too, right? They don't even end up getting in, but it's the best money I ever lost. You just like the number so much. You're like, just give me the number on a team. He said he got a Bengals at 100-1. They almost snuck in the playoffs. I think even this. Someone brought up the point about tonight. Like this game feels like either team, but the Cowboys are 50-1. The Lions are 20-1 or something. So it's like, and again, I think that's
big game for both teams. Like really big game for both teams. So yeah, it should be a good one.
Yeah. We talked earlier on this too, the playoff best ball insane, most wide open. Who do you even go after? I hope you like the playoff best ball streets quite a bit. I know titles in the streets as well, but this is your favorite, right?
Yeah, a lot of fun. Maybe we'll fire up some shows here going in.
Probably one of the biggest edges right now. Just predicting when you're drafting now, it's a big edge. But predicting who has the bye week is important, and then obviously you need to get the playoff teams right. But you can backdoor into the nut team. Probably, to be honest, the winner is going to come in the next probably 2 weeks.
Drafting really has a massive advantage. Like you can go in there because I've done some on drafting. You can go in there right now, and if you think the Lions are getting in the playoffs, like I did a draft the other day, it might have been yesterday. Lions went fully undrafted. Like in the last round, I could have picked up Gibbs, Amon-Ra. So if you think the Lions go on a run and make the playoffs, and like you can have the fucking nuts like you talked about just by being speculative about the playoff teams and who gets the bye and whatnot.
All right, we're gonna go to the FanDuel segment and then we'll have the Ship of Games winners announced before we get out of here. Hoop, any discrepancies you're seeing as far as the pricing goes, at least on the FanDuel side of things. Yeah, bye-bye Jack Benson.
Yeah,
too,
Jack.
I hate that type of shit.
He's just talking shit. I thought he was making like a funny joke, and then just comes in here like a little
Yeah.
loser that he is. And
I like joking around. It's fun, but then
Yeah.
it's like and talking, not giving any information. We pride ourselves on giving as much information as possible to try and help people.
Come in here and talk all the shit you want for sure, but like you know, there's no be friendly about it because we can take it. We got thick skin. Not too many differences. Big gap between Pickens and Lamb. Lamb is 11-8. Pickens is 10-6. Definitely stands out a little bit. David Montgomery is probably definitely better suited for FanDuel scoring. 7,800. Kind of like him a little bit more over here than on DK. I mean, I think we liked him on DK as well. But Ferguson, 8,400. That's a pretty big boy price tag. That's a really big price tag. Tom Kennedy's 3K, Dwelly's 3,800. I'd say pretty similar. I'm not seeing many differences between the two.
Yeah, I like Goff and Montgomery again. Montgomery especially, like you said, that's a really good spot. Just again, it's all how the game goes. It's like, to me, that's the setup though, and I think they'd want to keep it that way. So I have interest in that for sure. I think Montgomery got a little bit more interesting as the show went on. The props don't show it, but that's again, we'll see if you end up getting that one right, that could pay off handsomely tonight. Title, any differences you see that stand out or anything extra to add on there?
I agree with Hoop's point on the CD. Like his price with Pickens being 1,200 less, Jameson Williams being 2K less, and him and like Dak only 400 more with the half point PPR. I do think CD, I mean, he's going to be owned. It's CD, but like squeezed to it a little bit. He's going to be lower owned on FanDuel than DraftKings. Montgomery looks like a better play on FanDuel, doing to fit the scoring better. Ferguson looks really overpriced. So, I mean, if Ferguson has 22 DraftKings points or he goes 8 for 80 and a touchdown today, you could see very low dupes up top on both sides. Tom Kennedy's still the clear value at 3K. Ross Dwelly's more expensive like he is there, but there's just everyone's going to play Tom Kennedy. They're going to mix and match the studs up top. And yeah, you got to try and find something in your builds, whether it's leaving money, finding a 10% or less owned guy. Like you just don't go and plug in Jameson, Gibbs, CD or Pickens up top and then play Tom Kennedy and then leave all your money. Like that's a really easy build.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I think that's going to be the breakdown over there is like how people just try and go the exact same way. Gibbs will be super high owned. Like Gibbs is getting even like he's getting the combined ownership almost of what him and Jameson Williams are getting on DraftKings over on FanDuel in the MVP. So there's a ton of ways.
Buddy, we're talking about a football show. Like this term's been around forever. Like the box is the end zone. You fall in it. Come on.
This is the same guy. Imagine going on YouTube.
That's the same guy that you think you just
bet. I would bet. You go make an account that says @JoeMama69. Like imagine being that guy. That's all you have the worst life. I'm sorry. It's just it's everything.
I mean, fall in the box. Have you ever watched NFL? Like, have you never heard of the terminology "fall in the box"? Like,
standard saying, man. I forgot about this. The community definitely on a bit of a heater. You can't spell heater without hater. It happens. We're getting that.
I'll tell you.
It's what happens.
And I'll tell you one box that Joe Mama 69 has never fallen in, and it's pretty obvious.
Oh, geez.
That's the problem with these losers that come on here. They get none of that sort of box, and then they want to come in here and talk shit. And I mean, I've met a lot of people in this space that can fall into that category, and this Joe Mama loser is definitely one.
Yeah. It's all good. This makes it fun for us. I mean, I got nothing else to add when it comes to the FanDuel stuff. I would some more comments came up about the Super Bowl that I thought were interesting. Is again, it's so wide open, but like the Bills 10-1. I know it's been bad for at times, but it's like imagine that's the AFC factor. By the way, if like the the Chiefs, the Ravens, those types of teams aren't showing up, then the Bills are a possibility, right? Definitely can do that. But go ahead. What did you see there? Hoop, you're laughing.
Just probably not a family friendly comment, but it was a good one.
There's good ones. There's good. And, I was going to ask you, Title. The Packers is another one.
They stink. They stink. I'm with Nate. When Nate says it, you really know. Packers.
Packers are going to make a run, man.
I like the Packers.
Yeah, I'm flipping, man. After, I guess maybe a little biased because they just beat the shit out of the Lions. But,
yeah, what does that mean? You hate your Lions, and
they just got to be more aggressive. I think that they're a team that they need to stop relying on Jacobs so much. Like they have to open up the playbook a little bit. They got like Christian Watson can make some plays, and like if they get Jaden Reed back, it's another guy. Like
Love's highs and lows are really wide, and I don't think LaFleur is very good either. But
no,
it's wide open. It is wide open. You're right.
Nobody likes their team. Like I'm
the
Lions. Everyone like title doesn't even matter. The Packers, any team. Like it's like I'm against all the chat. Newens, Nate.
That is true. Everyone does hate their own teams.
Everyone's just so mad with their own team right now, and until they're good again. And even like I've heard like I know enough people that live in Chicago that are Bears fans that are like it's actually painful now. It's like it's better when they're losing because now it's like all this hype, but you still got to listen to it all. So it's always tough no matter what, win or lose. It's always a struggle, but that's why we love the NFL. And let's get to the Ship It Games winners. Like what is it now? 11-2.
What are we, week 14? Yeah, 11-2. So we need someone to step up and get a W.
This is insane. So we've run 13 weeks of these head-to-heads. We actually just had the share-ship pass. So three cashes now. Mind you, they're min cashes, but 3 cashes, only 2 head-to-head winners against Hoopster. So let's see. It
all goes back to week 1. You know, you got your banner. Can you scroll? Can you scroll? It's
this one.
I don't even got to say it. Just read the banner. That's what
it is. It's been a run. So
that's where it all went wrong for the crew.
13 weeks in, 11-2. The winner of Golden Ship It number 42, who is the benefit is even if you get your ass kicked in the head-to-head by Hoop for another L, you are automatically in to the Ship It Games finals in round 1, where the top 10 will move on. You can go to shipitgames.com, very easy to find, and see that the winners will be playing for $300 minimum and a free month of Ultimate with Ship It Nation and SaberSim, up to $20,000 cash, and an annual membership of Ship It Nation Ultimate with SaberSim. So it's almost a $4,000 package. But the winner is Keith Eggyed. Keith Eggyed. I recognize the name. If you're out there, just hit us up in the chat and let us know. We'll send you an email and let you know as well and announce it if you're in the Discord. But I do recognize the name. So congrats to Keith. Keith is the winner, number 42. There is still 8 golden shipments remaining. We'll get to the 7th last coming up in a second here. The winner of Golden Shipment, I'll take this down now and spare Nades, but the Golden Shipment number 43 winner, the share ship this week, is the 333 Wildcat, where we'll play in that. You'll have a chance to win 100 and I think it's 200 this week, so 100,000 towards the prize pool and get some cash in there for yourself. The winner of Golden Shipment number 43 is, and I recognize this name as well too, Ryan Fedor. Ryan Fedor, I don't know, but congrats to Ryan F, who got the job done. You two are both Ryan and Keith are into round 1 of the finals. Those are the big boy tickets to win. So you guys are in. We'll hit you up and let you know. Go ahead, Hoop. What do you see?
I was just going to say, Keith is going to get goose egged in the win column this week.
I was waiting for the one-liner. You came through with it. I like that. All right.
He was thinking of that one long and hard. You could tell.
He did like waiting for my time. I was like, "Come on, let's get this guy talking so I don't forget it."
Hey, you could still win down the stretch. New ones, you could still get in. Plus, we've got the winners were announced on Tuesday as usual and emailed for the Golden Shipper for the 3rd golden ticket for this week. So we're getting to the end, but there'll be 44, 40. What is it? 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. So there's 6 more. After this, 3 next week, 3 the week after, and then week 17 will be the round 1 of the first ever Ship It Games finals, and it will be 50 of the winners that will play down to the top 10. We will skip over the very annoying at times week 18. They'll be following along with that one. We'll still be playing it because there's money to be won, but we will hold the final round 2 of the Ship It Games finals will be week 1 of the NFL playoffs, where we get all really good, meaningful games, a big enough slate still to make it happen. And then that's going to be solid there. So, all right. Anything else, Title, from you? Final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, we're in for a good game tonight, so I'm excited. Good luck to everybody out there. Enjoy a great game, and good luck in your best ball contest. I just saw another reminder there. So 2092, that's pretty good. I'll have to go look at. Yeah, that's a great one.
What do you got?
Big score.
I'm going to look right now what I got. I think I had less.
What do you got, Hoop? Anything else, man? Final thoughts?
1885 in the one I'm in first at 555. Oh. So yeah, I mean you're dusting over there, but I drafted a lot earlier. I don't know if that matters or not, but way better team than me.
Big score. 2092 is massive.
Huge score. Yeah.
Finished strong. Yeah, good game. I mean, should be a good game tonight. High total, close spread. Cowboys are going to win. So if you want free plus 150 on your money, you can lock that in. Title said it's even higher in other spots. So a good return on investment when the Cowboys beat the Lions tonight. But either way, let's get those Shipping Nation logos to the top and continue on with this solid momentum that we've seen recently.
Yeah, man, the heater's good. We love to see it. The community's crushing. This, I'm assuming, is for tonight. We got the UFC show tonight as well, right? So, big boy card coming up this weekend for that as well.
That's pretty massive.
Yeah, 14 fights, 2 5 rounds.
No, what's the spread in the Marab fight? That's
minus 400.
Huge. Yeah, that's the tough part about UFC. It's like it just gets so big, those numbers. But he's too good. To be a lock. That has to be a lock.
Yeah.
Well, tune in tonight to find out. It's a free show. You can watch Title and Harley break it all down. And then if you guys didn't know, we talked about the NFL promos already, but just forget it for 2 seconds just to say, if you got $20, you only need 19 actually. I would just use the promo code you see on the screen because there's no better 5-day run than when you start on a Thursday. You get Thursday night football. If you play NBA, you get that as well. You're going to get Saturday stuff with all the sports there. You're going to get the MMA stuff, NBA, any college football if it's legal in your state, the NHL. Another 10K shipper last night, Jay Hollywood. Love to see that. We just posted on our X account. And then we've got all the Sunday football, the Sunday night football, the Monday football. Just a ton of action for $19. You can go check it out if you want to see what we got on the site. It's all inclusive for that, including SaberSim for those 5 days. So go to the site. It is the core or content monthly all access plan you can get using code SHIP19 for just $19. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Appreciate you. Tap that like on the way out. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for Title, for Hoop, and for myself, ToeTagginTambo. Let's ship it.